Dybbuk is a demon that comes from Jewish lore. They once lived as humans, but were wicked to the core. The weak of heart they can possess and make them do their will. They only have one true objective. Their purpose is to kill. There is a way they can be trapped inside a wooden box. Entice them in with things they love, like a victim's curly locks. A trinket that the demon owned while in its human form. And any flower will work, they say, but a rosebud is the norm. The story of the Dybbuk intrigued me more and more. I knew I had to have one, but there is no Dybbuk store. The first two that I got offline, I could tell they weren't real. It's not the way they looked so much, it's more of how I feel. I have one now, I know it's real. I traced it from its birth. It was found under a burned down synagogue, buried in the earth. The demon in this box once lived and was no more than an animal. He slaughtered many people, and yes, he was a cannibal. The box was old and dusty, its opening sealed in wax. I tell you all, this Dybbuk box is creepy to the max. The wax was red and looked like blood dripping all around. It certainly had the appearance of being buried in the ground. The box now sits before me in its unopened state. I wonder if I should open it, what would be my fate? I really only half believe that a Dybbuk is inside. I sort of chuckled to myself as upon the lid I pried. After a bit of scraping, enough of the wax was finally off. So much dust was flying around I couldn't help but cough. Putting a hand on each side of the lid, I bowed my head and prayed. I wish I could say it helped, but it didn't, I'm afraid. I slowly lifted up the lid and saw the trinkets that were there. A key, a dried up rosebud, and several locks of hair. The key then moved, the rosebud shifted, and through the hair a breeze. The temperature in the room went down by about 25 degrees. From inside the box there rose a dark and eerie mist. I opened up my mouth for it. I could not resist. The Dybbuk is inside of me, yet I am still aware. This thing has no emotion. It just doesn't care. The demon had control as we walked throughout the house. In an upstairs room, my children slept. In another slept my spouse. I knew exactly what it was that it planned to make me do. It raped my wife most viciously, and it wanted my daughter too. My son was curled up in the corner. He was loudly crying. I wish that I could stop this thing. With all my might, I'm trying. I can see everything my family's suffering through. Worst of all, they think it's me. But that just isn't true. Just then a thought occurred, perhaps from God, a hint. If it works, you can bet I'll consider it heaven sent. I have to make this horrid thing believe I'm into this. If I was doing bad things too, maybe it wouldn't resist. I didn't want to hurt my kids. My wife would not as well. I knew that she would understand if she was in this hell. It was looking at my daughter and licking at my lips. I interjected a quick thought of my wife's most shapely hips. I thought of horrid things to fill my wife with woes, even down to biting off one of her little toes. That one seemed to take its focus off of my trembling daughter, at least for now, unless I stop it. A little time I bought her. My wife was curled up shaking, as in fear she looked at me. I wanted so to comfort her, but that would never be. We grabbed her leg, and then her foot, and then her little toe. At first, we just sucked on it, up and down, real slow. Then all at once, it bared my teeth and bit down with all our might. Her toe popped off inside my mouth. It wants another bite. She screamed in pain as her dripping blood formed a pool upon the bed. Another thought I hoped would take, I formed inside my head. This first little toe is quite a prize. You know what we could do? We could add it to your box of treasures. How does that sound to you? Think how nice it would be still fresh, the blood yet to congeal. We've got lots of time with her. Isn't that how we feel? Come on, let's do it, then we'll come right back. We'll bite off all her toes like a little midnight snack. The Dybbuk stood us up, and then we turned around. Then we kind of grinned. I think this plan is sound. We took her little toe and placed it in the box. Doesn't it look perfect among the many colored locks? I think we should see how great it looks to us from inside. I'll go in with you. I've got nowhere to hide. The next thing that I knew, it was out of me. I closed the lid down as fast could be. Then I found some candles and sealed it shut for good. I took it out and buried it the deepest that I could. Now my family hates me. I still scare them to this day. I didn't bother with the Dybbuk story. No one would believe it anyway. 10 years in the crazy house is the sentence I was given. It doesn't matter anymore. My life is not worth living. For the wounds upon my family, I know this very well. Me and that damn Dybbuk thing, we'll meet again in hell.